Star Wars Battlefront 2 is a game that it seems like everyone is talking about right now, and it's not even out yet. The loot box system was highly criticised when the open beta went live recently, and their PR team have been in full damage limitation mode ever since. So the last thing that they would want on a cold Monday morning is have to deal with the fallout of achieving the most disliked comment ever on Reddit. Unlucky.
Star Wars Battlefront 2 is due for release at the end of this week, but some players have already had an early hands-on with the game thanks to the Origin Access 10-hour trial. Some of the community were rather disheartened by what they've played so far, and they found that Battlefront 2 is actually just a boring grind. On the Star Wars Battlefront subreddit, it was revealed that iconic hero characters like Luke, I'm not going to say hero because Darth Vader's not a hero, is he?
Maybe some people think he's a hero.
Yeah, maybe that guy's so...
He's got his followers, I'm sure he has. He's a bad guy.
The whole empire, right?
I'm sure Andrew Wilson's got his followers.
Yeah, that's his inspiration, isn't it? It was revealed that iconic characters like Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine were locked behind a paywall. Each of these heroes currently cost between 30,000 and 60,000 in-game credits to unlock, and credits are earned by participating in multiplayer matches and completing in-game challenges. But the amount of credits awarded at the end of each match is apparently quite pitiful. According to the Battlefront subreddit, it will take around 40 hours to save up enough credits to unlock just one hero.
40 hours.
Yeah.
You could have done the whistle. It's alright.
Yeah.
Edit my whistle.
I'll edit your whistle of me. Let me just do the... It makes it feel like I can't whistle now. Can I do that?
Battlefront 2's loot boxes give players star cards, which can be used to either buff your character stats or they can be dismantled for scrap and credits. So players are left with a choice. They either upgrade their regular character by spending credits to unlock new weapons and gear, or they can save all their credits and unlock a single hero. This revelation caused the Battlefront community to lash out at EA and accused the company of making the game a grind to drive the sale of microtransactions. One Redditor even went to the effort of making a spreadsheet where they found it would be 11 times more efficient to buy loot crates and dismantle the star cards for credits than actually play the game. So we have covered this in the past when the beta released about the loot boxes and how they've implemented it here in Star Wars Battlefront 2. The problem always is that they're going to balance the game, they're going to make it really, really grindy so that make these loot boxes and microtransactions more appealing to the player. Now it appears that it might take you 40 hours regular gameplay to unlock Darth Vader, and that was the Reddit commenter who said, 40 hours, I paid $80 for this game. It could take me another 40 hours before I can even play Darth Vader. You're faced with the decision, do you want to just pay for these loot boxes and unlock the content in this game a lot quicker than just grinding the hell? 157 hours of gameplay they've worked out to unlock all the characters. That's without even leveling up your character, because you've got a choice.
Yeah.
Unlock the characters or level up your own character.
Because obviously you're using the credits for everything. Heroes, gun upgrades, your own star card. You'll be playing 157 hours with complete base equipment to even stand a chance. Another thing that's really annoyed people is that like a week ago there was some review copies going around and some YouTube videos from people like Battlefront updates and things like that, and on all of their copies of the game it's 10,000 credits to unlock Darth Vader. But then when people were actually playing the game, they found out it was 60,000. There is some speculation online though that they're making the heroes a lot harder to achieve for this 1 week, because then the Origin insiders don't have a massive head start on the people when the game comes out on Friday. Because your progress carries on, they're trying to move the goalposts a little bit, make it a bit of a harder to reach goal. And there's some speculation that when the game comes out, they might knock down the price of these on release. But for now, it's a ridiculous amount of money, 157 hours for everything else. And well, how have EA responded?
Let's take a look.
Let's have a look. In an attempt to calm the outraged community, the EA community team made an official response on the Battlefront 2 subreddit, where they said the grind was to create a sense of accomplishment for the players. The comment read, quote, "The intent is to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment for unlocking different heroes. As for cost, we selected initial values based upon data from the open beta, and other adjustments made to milestone rewards before launch. Among other things, we're looking at average per player credit earn rates on a daily basis, and we'll be making constant adjustments to ensure that players have challenges that are compelling, rewarding, and of course, attainable via gameplay. We appreciate the candid feedback and the passion the community has put forth around the current topics here on Reddit, our forums, and across numerous social media outlets." Our team will continue to make changes and monitor community feedback and update everyone as soon and as often as we can.
This comment quickly became the most downvoted comment in Reddit history, with over 300,000 downvotes at the time of recording. An EA developer then took to Twitter where he claimed the Reddit post is highly inaccurate. The developer said Battlefront 2 is not pay to win because everything can be unlocked through gameplay. Therefore, it doesn't fit the definition of pay to win. That definitely fits the definition of bollocks.
Pow.
Some people also pointed out that the official Battlefront 2 website says hero unlocks should only cost 10,000 credits. So then that raises the question, why are there now 60,000 credits? Could it be to make the game more grindy, to make the microtransactions more appealing? Who knows? But the game isn't technically out yet, and EA could possibly fix the situation by the time the game launches on Friday. So their response to this Reddit post was, the reason it's so grindy is because we want you to feel pride and a sense of achievement when you get these characters.
Yeah.
This pride and sense of achievement, that's so important for EA to make us feel proud and achieve. It's such a noble cause. So noble.
It's
what are we talking about, bollocks? It's noble. It's so good of them. They're so amazing. They just look brilliant.
Right.
They're my favourite developers
That's
ever.
enough of that. That's enough of that. That's the whole thing about gaming. A lot of it is overcoming challenges, and people love to show off online and things like that, especially if you've got something that you've earned in a skillful way. First of all, the game doesn't give you more credits for being skillful. So you could technically just like AFK this whole game, just play it, not kill anyone, and you'd still get the same amount of credits per game. So there's that. Then you can just buy it outright, so there's nothing to be proud of there either. How are you going to feel good when you've got this Darth Vader that you've worked hard for, when you know that people could get it from just literally being online for 40 hours or buying it? It completely takes this accomplishment away from it.
It blows their argument out of the water, is what it does, Jake. Their whole bullshit about you want to feel pride and accomplishment. If that is the case, then they shouldn't allow people to buy these loot crates to be able to grind up and get Darth Vader. There's no accomplishment in that.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's so important for you, for us to feel proud and accomplished, don't give us another means to get it. It's bullshit. And that's why it's had so many dislikes. I don't know where it'll be by the time this video gets put out, but it's looking like 250,000, 250,000 downvotes probably.
It's like 10 times as many as the second most disliked comment on there. I think what that does though is it gets some mainstream media attention. People that aren't even interested in Star Wars or EA or even gaming know about this because it's like the biggest thing in history. So it's gathering some huge mainstream attention, articles about it just as a really bad piece of business and consumer feedback and things like that. Everyone's eyes fixed on what have EA done to earn this. People might start looking into it. They might start looking into what is a microtransaction, what is a loot box, and learning about how bad these practices are. So it could really be enlightening a lot of people that might otherwise not really care.
Hopefully, what it will do is it will put off other developers from throwing loot boxes in their games unnecessarily and tying the whole progress of their character and development of the game, the playthrough of the game. It's indistinguishable from loot boxes. Loot boxes are the way that you level up, you gain extra content and everything in this game, right? So all this negative media attention is great for people who don't like these loot boxes because it will shine a light on it, like Jake said, and people will just think twice, hopefully, about putting them in their games, and this is what should be happening. And I'm very pleased that this is happening, and that Reddit are creating this news story. And all this shtick about like the Angry Joe interview that the developer did recently, and the developer was like, we're taking all your feedback on board and we're going to make changes in the future. That's their line at the moment. It's like, we're taking all your feedback on board. They can deflect any criticism they want right now with that line. That's absolute bollocks, is that what that is? All that means is that we didn't make the game properly to begin with. We're using your feedback. We're trying to be as aggressive as possible with microtransactions and loot boxes to begin with. And then once everyone gets completely outraged by it, we can then backtrack a little bit and make everyone a little bit happier. We're taking your feedback on board and making it a bit less shitty. It's still fucking shitty, whichever way you cut it.
They say that they got all this information. They've decided the cost of this based on like people's beta data and stuff like that. Well, beta, shouts out to you Americans. So they've took the data of people playing the game and they've gone, right, what's a fair thing for these heroes? 40 hours each. So they've looked at that and then they've signed off on that. They've gone, yeah, they'll love it. What's the average length of time people will just give up grinding and just cave and buy microtransactions?
And just added it, made it a little bit longer.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably what they've used that to sort of garner their not pay to win, guys. Because remember, it's not pay to win. It's accelerated rewards. And I don't ever think pay to win was supposed to be a literal term anyway. It might as well be pay to win, which is what this is. Fucking bollocks.
We've obviously got very strong feelings about EA here, and we've made it clear apparent in the past, EA are very aggressive with the way that they try and take your money away from you after they've sold you a game. This is another bit of bollocks. This is the reason I will not be buying EA games in the future until they rethink their business strategy, because this is total bullshit, okay? This isn't the way I want my games to be. This isn't the way I want to be playing games. Anyway, we'll cut this video here. I'm sure there'll be other videos later down the line. Unless there's anything else we need to say. But what do you guys think about these developments and the way that they've responded? And what do you think for the future? How EA are going to deal with the fallout of this? So like I said, let us know what you think down in the comments. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new around here. There's another video for you to watch right now on your screen there. Support us on Patreon if you're awesome. We'll see you again in the next video. Bye for now.